Love you guys.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Schnozzcast. Your host tonight, Bob, Corey, Nick, and Todd. Let's go around the room. Corey Slesky, how are you, sir?
Oh, hello.
Nick Bader, how are you, sir?
I'm feeling dangerous, and you, Bob?
I'm feeling dangerous as well, my friend. Todd Dillon, how are you, sir?
Incredulous, sir.
Incredulous.
And I say it because I know none of these dumbasses even know what it means.
No, I do, and that's why I'm tickled. I'm tickled pink about that. I'll give you English major props for that, sir. All right. If you're just joining the podcast for the first time, where the fuck have you been? Please join us here every week at this time. Every Saturday we go live. You can find us out on all the streaming services, wherever you get a podcast. If you want to listen to past episodes, we've got 270 plus of them sitting out there. Recommend working your way backward from 271 back down to 0. Let's say not 0.
No, start at 5 because it was really good.
You hit episode 0?
But if you want to watch the video version, some are calling the executive version of the podcast. You can find us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and fucking A. Why have I forgotten the fifth one? Come on, Corey. Help me out.
Instagram?
Tinker.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and
YouTube. The biggest one there is.
YouTube.
If anything, just go to YouTube. Forget the other ones. Go to YouTube. Subscribe.
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah. So we don't talk about subscribing as much as we really should here. So if you are listening or watching this podcast, please go out and give us a subscription. Follow us on whatever streaming services that you can go to YouTube. YouTube is where we'd like to get your YouTube is where we'd like to get your patronage. If you want to listen to the audio,
I think I'd like to get it on Grindr. I'd like to get it on Grindr.
I'm muting him right now. YouTube is, just so I can get through this. Sorry, Todd. YouTube is where I'd like to get your patronage for an audio version of the podcast. It doesn't really matter to us. I mean, Spotify would be great, but you can find us out literally anywhere where you get a podcast. Apple Music, DGens, whatever the name is of the... That's probably not a thing. Corey's looking at me like, that's not a thing.
We're also now on Tinder Plus.
Yeah, no,
sorry.
So
we are on Tinder Plus.
If anything, YouTube, please.
Yeah, please. We're looking for your patronage.
One little click.
Give us is it a follow or subscribe? Or
subscribe.
Subscribe on YouTube, please. Give us something like that.
YouTube.
And while you're at it, send us an email. If there's something that you want to know or something that you would like us to cover, like us to talk about, send it to us at schnozzcast@gmail.com. If sending an email is not your bag, it's not your thing, takes too much work, you can literally text us.
It's not my bag, baby.
You can literally text us. When did you unmute him? God damn it. I'm not even done with this yet. You can literally text us or call. And if you're shy about calling, you could text us and just say, hey, I like the show, or hey, you guys suck, or hey, I'd like you guys to talk about this. Hey, I've got a question for you. 618-SHOCKER.
Or just swipe right on Tinder Plus.
Shocker.
There it is. When I know it's coming, I'm like, okay, I got to give him breathing room and space.
That's what they all say.
Very, very low talker.
And speaking of shockers, I think we have a shot here, boys.
Yes. Thank you, sir. All right. So, Todd.
What?
Todd Dillon, can you please give the audience a
Yes,
very,
sir.
very quick 10 seconds or less? What are we doing here? We're doing a shot. Why?
Because shots are good. All right. There we go, boys.
Yeah. Yes. Turns out you did this to me last time.
I know.
I get gridlock. I guess this is a drinking podcast, ladies and gentlemen, and you should drink. Oh, you know what you should drink? Georgetown Brewing's 9-pound porter.
What is happening here?
Mr. Booze.
And you should drink Crown Apple. Oh, we do a shot or a drink or whatever. So if you're out there, if you're not a drinker, get some tea, get a cup of water or something. Do a drink with us. It's a drinking podcast, and that's why we do it. So we're drinking a shot right now because I guess we love each other.
Fantastic.
Bob
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, boys.
Prost.
Belanja.
Oh.
That was a little Crown Apple, baby. Crown Apple.
Mm.
Breakfast of Champions.
Still working on getting cold.
Yeah.
So I will say this.
Georgetown Brewing.
I will make a proposition to you, Mr. Dillon. One day
Yes, sir.
we will switch to Crown Apple, and you switch to Fireball.
Oh, that's gonna be a fucked up episode, is what that's gonna be. For us, I feel
I like that. We should
give Todd a night off.
Yeah, really.
But
Oh no! I think it's the other way around. I think that Nick. I think that's a great idea.
I ain't drinking this white people shit.
You know my favorite co-host on the show is you.
Wow,
wait, what in the fuck?
That's a wildly popular opinion.
Hey, Todd, just so you know, we're not going to Tawas this year. We decided to take the year off.
Hey, I'm still.
Hey, no, the good news is that Nick's not rooming with you or me this year. He's rooming with Todd.
Yes.
The two of them can
I'll be
bachelor
here.
it up.
I'll be there for 1.5 days.
You think
Todd's not gonna make it 1.5 days.
you think you're gonna make it a day and a half? No fucking way. The second your shit touches down in that room, he's gonna get the fuck out of here. 1.5 days.
1.5 days.
Talk about not being
You
humble.
stay with me
Jesus.
as long as you want. You stay with me as long as you want, Nick.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
For as long as you can stand it.
I think you and I are the most grounded ones on this show.
Yeah, clearly.
Exactly.
You got fucking poops a lot and morning fucking hamburgers over here. I think you and I will do just fine.
Why am I getting shit
just
for
fine.
eating the hammers that were made
Because you
for me?
accepted it.
What am I supposed to do? Stop cooking those hamburgers
You
immediately.
accepted it.
What am I supposed to do?
I mean,
What would you have preferred that I did?
you could have worked on getting the smoke alarm to turn off rather than just
Well,
sitting
it was
there.
very early in the morning. I wasn't mentally
I guess
prepared
this
to be
is just my life
doing
now.
the fires and
I'm with 5 other people in a small little box. Smoke alarms at 7:15 are normal. Sure.
Yeah, come out. And
I
Bob just-
love my hamburgers. Yes, you do, sweetie.
all right, Corey, do you want to
Context, baby. You get
for the
a little bit
listeners,
context for the rest of us.
for the listeners? Yeah, can you explain?
Oh, so every year, for the last 4 years now, we're going on 5 this year.
Is this the 5th year?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so did you propose to Danielle in year 3 of this trip?
Yes.
Was it 3? No, I think it was 2.
You haven't been married for 3 years.
Oh, then yeah, it would have been 3. There's that math again.
Yeah, he's not good with married math, age
I'm
math.
also
I
horrible
don't
with
know
math.
the days and the years.
So yeah, so it would have been the 3rd year we went on.
Yeah.
that I proposed.
Okay,
Gotcha.
gotcha.
So Danielle and I went up with a friend, Angie and Don of ours, the year prior to all this going on. Mentioned to you guys, and you guys.
There's 2 friends, not one friend called Angie and Dunn.
Well, no,
2 friends.
Yeah, 2 friends. Sorry.
Right.
And mentioned to you guys, and you're like, "Well, that sounds amazing. We want to go."
Yep.
And it's been a yearly trip ever since. So we go up to Tawas, hang out on the beach. Big shout out to Paradise Beach that we stay at. Amazing owners. Place couldn't be better. And we hang out on the beach, around the bonfire, hang out in the water during the day, drink, and go kayaking for the week. That's our vacation. But the one year we decided
Last year was my first year.
Yes.
It was.
Todd's very, very first.
Lucky
year.
to have you, Todd.
But the year prior to that, 2 years prior to that, we all stayed in one cottage.
Money was tight.
And I mean, yeah, as far as financially, it worked out well. But as far as and that was our 8 day. We went for 8 days that year.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we
Sounded great.
spent a long time up there with each
Just
other.
a long time.
Yeah.
And one morning, woke up to the smoke alarm going off, and Nick and I both came out of our rooms, which were right across the hallway from each other, And we just both kind of look at each other like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is there a smoke alarm going off? And we walk down the hallway and peek into the kitchen. And there was Lori.
First of all, we were smacked in the face with a plume.
Oh yeah, the house
grease smoke it through the entire fucking tiny little cage house.
It looked like the cottage should have been on fire.
Yep.
And when we peek around the corner, there was Lori at the stove. This 1920s stove with a 1920s pan that already has char marks in it, just cooking burgers. And
it was funny that you say that because she looked like the calmest 1950s housewife that I've ever seen in my life. She was just like, and she's like, good morning. And I'm like, what the fuck? I can't even see her face. And like, it was that much smoke.
And Bob was just sitting at the table, just staring at Nick and I in the hallway.
Bob had cockeyed hair. His glasses were sideways on his face.
This is what I have to do to get loving.
He was sitting at the table like he was serving time. And I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Todd, you never, ever would have guessed by looking at Bob or Lori that there was a cloud of smoke all throughout the cottage, and several smoke alarms were going off.
You just heard like,
you what doesn't escape me though. Who listening is actually going to stay there? I mean, we tried. We pumped up Paradise.
They have smoke alarms.
People trying to burn this motherfucker down, and nobody's doing anything about it.
Dude, it's not the fault of the establishment.
No, it was our own fault. That's for sure.
I remember I went over and sat at that table. I was able to traverse this little tiny cottage and get to the table to where I saw Bob. And just smoke swirling around his head everywhere. Lori had this like Twilight Zone smile on her face while she was cooking burgers, and I looked at Bob and I go,
like a Stepford Wives kind of.
Oh my God! It was like she was like a Barbie doll or something. Like she was not real, you know.
Can I do this? Can I do the internal dialogue?
Hold on.
Sure.
And I looked at Bob and I go, What are you doing? What are you doing? It's like 7:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
He's like,
that was the other thing too. It was insanely early.
And he goes, I'm just sitting here, and I go, what's going on, man? What's happening? He's like,
waiting for my morning burger.
He goes, Lori's making hamburgers, and I go, what? I go, what? It's 7:30 in the morning. I said, what? What, she's sauteing hamburgers? I said, why is she sauteing hamburgers at 7:30 in the morning? And he gave me an answer like, because she makes morning hamburgers. And I go, do you want a morning hamburger right now, or would you rather be in bed? And he's like, I'd rather be in bed. And I go, so why don't you say something? And she's like, Bob loves morning hamburgers.
Let me see the internal dialogue.
She goes, Bob loves morning hamburgers. And I go, do you? And he goes, yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and I categorically deny saying that I would rather be in bed because I love morning hamburgers.
Yeah, he's going to stick with that.
And
I do.
I walked back through the smoke.
Who doesn't love a morning hamburger?
Back through the smoke, and this little side smile dimple of her face was all I saw as I walked back by, because it was almost like she's like, you know what, I set this fire to this world and I'll fucking set it again if you bother me. And I'm like, I'm just going right back to my room.
Yeah, once we got the smoke alarms disabled, we were able to go back to sleep.
She didn't falter, she didn't move, she did not trip. She just kept sauteing hamburgers like there was no problem. I mean,
and in Lori's defense too, I don't think she knew what she was in for using the cookware that they had in the cottage. That it was 100%. It's paper thin and already charred over. Clearly, that was an issue. But
there weren't windows open. The doors weren't open. They were not like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Good morning. Oh, I'm so sorry about this. I know we're on vacation. Like it was like. Beep, beep. Like, I'm going to burn this motherfucker to the ground, but I'm making a hamburger.
In her defense,
yeah,
I'm sure that she asked me, Are you hungry?
Of course.
Would you like a burger?
Of course you said yes.
Of course I said yes. And that's the reason why she was cooking burgers. It's not like I said, I don't want a burger. And she's like, fuck you, I'm cooking a burger.
No, we never would have thought that.
Yeah,
but
she did it because I said, yes, that would be amazing.
If you could have seen the look on his face, though, his hair was like up and to the side, and his glasses were literally on sideways.
No, I've never in my life.
Bob, they were slightly cockeyed.
Hold on. I'm not sure how long you've worn glasses, but you don't put your glasses on sideways.
I
if
understand
you're trying
that.
to see what's going on.
Which is the picture I am painting right now. This is what was happening.
Right.
And you know what? We oftentimes in relationships, whether it be friendship, relationships, or significant others, we do a lot of things for each other. You know, that's what you do. That's what you do to make things work. And I know my friend, and I know at 7:30 in the morning on vacation, he would have not been up eating hamburgers. He would have been asleep. And she was probably like, "Hey, let's get some food." And it snowballed into that. And that's what happened, but that's what you do. And the two of them are great together, and we don't have to say any more. But the fact of the matter is, he did not want to be sitting at that table eating fucking hamburgers at 7:30 in the morning.
Well said. Well, no, to be fair. Fuck me.
Why am I? Hold on. Can anybody hear me?
To be fair, there's no way I would have been sitting at that table if I hadn't told her, even if she asked me, which, let's be clear, she wouldn't have just gone out to start cooking burgers without asking me. Like,
I'm very sure of that.
Yeah, I'm sure she asked me, and I'm sure I said, yeah, burger would be great. That's why she was cooking burgers at 7:30 in the morning.
So Todd's dying
Todd,
over
please,
here
Todd,
to give the internal monologue.
All right, go ahead, Todd.
Don't put me in the spot, Corey.
It only took like 19 hours. Did you guys mute me the whole time?
No,
you weren't
not
muted.
once.
Oh my god.
we're just some chatty
Oh,
white
yeah.
people.
Word. It felt like 9 hours. I'm like,
Sorry, buddy.
here's what was going on. Here's what was going on. I like him. This
What?
bitch is gonna get up and make me some burgers at 7 in the morning. I love her. He really likes me. He wants me to cook burgers for him at 7 in the morning. That's crazy talk. I think I love him.
Well worth the wait.
This bitch making burgers at 7 in the morning.
worth.
This
Yeah.
bitch making burgers. I'm not done. I'm not done yet.
Oh,
Turn.
Jesus.
That's got to go down.
That was
Hey,
amazing.
continue on.
I'm
Lori
having
and
burgers. I'm having burgers at 7 in the morning. That means, burgers at 7 in the morning. That pancakes and like normal shit at 7 in the morning. That's gonna happen on a regular. Lori, this is the greatest thing anyone's ever done for me. Bob, you validated me. I love you. I love you.
Whatever it is.
Was that the end?
Is that the end?
Todd, I will tell you exactly what transpired. Bob was asleep.
Hold on. I love Schnozzcast Theater. And I'll happily be one of the characters that is played in Schnozzcast Theater by anybody who wants to do it. I'm all about that. That's fine. That was fantastic, Todd. You could do that.
Thank you.
You got my permission personally to do that anytime you want on the show. Just give us a heads up. Like, here's what's coming is Schnozzcast Theater. I'm going to do the voice of Bob and Lori.
Thank God it's democracy.
Oh, thank you for giving me permission to talk, white man. I thought this was a show where we could all
I'm giving
talk
you a
freely.
thumbs up. Like, well done.
Thumbs up, man.
No, I'll tell you exactly what happened. Lori was
He's
awake.
like, I'm a white man too. I don't need your permission, other white man.
Lori was awake. She gets up very early. She's a teacher. Lori has a lot of great ideas. She has some bad ones, but she has a lot of good ones. And
This is going.
Can I do
great.
the Can I do the internal voice here for this one too, Bob? Please, let me.
She woke up.
After he's done.
She woke up and inevitably woke Bob up, and said, "Are you hungry?" And he mistakenly said yes. She then got up and said, because I remember, because I said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "You need something greasy in the morning when you're hungover."
She's not wrong.
No, she's not wrong by that.
No, but the amount of smoke in that room, there was nothing greasy in that pan. It was dry as shit.
And
That's fair.
And I said, "Oh," and she goes, "I'm making Bob a hamburger." I said, "A hamburger at 7:30 in the morning?" And she said, "Yes." And that's when I walked over to him and I said, "Did you ask for a hamburger at 7:30 in the morning?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Is this what you want right now?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Okay."
No, he did not say that. He said, "Yes, I do."
No, he didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't. Not
Don't
to me,
lie.
he didn't. Not to me.
Bob said, "A burger sounds fucking perfect
No,
at
he
7:15
didn't.
a.m."
No, he didn't.
I'm going
He
to tell you.
said-
I'm going to tell you all right now, from me to you, that burger is fantastic.
Word.
Yeah,
And
but
that's
it
what he
came at a
said.
cost, Bob. It came at a cost.
No, it didn't.
I feel like it's paying dividends now.
I will say, if we had eggs, I could see where it might have been a little better for a breakfast.
Or
meal.
ventilation.
Well,
Well, yeah,
listen,
ventilation
that
too,
was
but-
earlier.
Oh,
in
God.
it was early in the relationship. It was easily 2 years ago,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And it was.
That's what I'm saying. These people don't get it, Bob. I get it.
I know you
I
do.
get it. Don't
I know
you?
you do.
You're, I
Listen.
can't even believe you're lowering this to their level. You're lowering it to their level.
I had
They
so
need to
much,
raise up.
I had so much
These
respect.
two goofy bastards don't get that there's love blossoming there.
I had
love.
so much.
Goofy bastard.
I had so
I
much.
love-
I had so much respect after that because I was like, you know what?
Do
I'm
you
like-
want a burger?
I'm like, you know what? This is amazing. Like this is amazing. She is doing something very nice for him, and I know he wouldn't normally
Crazy
be
nice.
Up. I know he normally wouldn't be up right now, but he's adhering to it. And
I didn't think he would get a burger.
This is amazing. At the time, I didn't give a flying fuck about any of that.
Totally get
because
If-
the whole fucking place was filled with smoke, and there were 5 people trying to cohabitate in this small little fucking box.
Totally get it.
And I don't care about that. But it blossomed
in all
into an
honesty-
amazing thing. And that amazing thing was us all getting our own places.
Hey,
in all
actually,
honesty,
and I have
Well
one,
said, sir.
one final point. I have one final point, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Hey, Corey. Corey, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Corey?
We can all hear you, Todd.
He's not answering. I just want to make sure because I want to make sure that he and I connect on this.
All right.
Go ahead.
Happy Easter, and tomorrow morning, first thing when you wake up, I want you to roll over and give Danielle a big ass hug, kiss her on the face, and go, "Bitch,
Face.
go make me a hamburger." See what she
Does that sound
says,
delicious?
and you can subtract the bitch. You can put whatever you want up in it. Just say, Danielle, you know what I'd love? A hamburger.
Because
Right now.
the
And if you
fact-
could get to that, I'd appreciate it. Say say those words in any shape, subtract. If you get Danielle, who I hope isn't listening, but if you just say,
No, that's-
make
that's-
me a hamburger,
prelude to that.
Yeah.
it's not, you both know it's not
Guaranteed.
happening. And Nick,
Mhm.
when you have your next bar date with the people you've been buying drinks for and you have your little throuple, whatnot, and again, first thing when you wake up after your throuple, I want you to go look over at one of them and go, you know what? I know it's 7:15. I'd like a burger. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna be fucking staring. Oh, you're a crazy motherfucker. Cause you guys ain't in love. You just had some sex. Bob, that one was
I don't
in love with
think
you
we
and he
did.
was in love with her. That 7:15 a.m. burger was normal. It was love.
But I will say this
I love you.
in the defense of Lori, and we can end it on this.
Sure.
That's
And
love.
We can end it on this.
Sure.
There's not one person on this show after a hungover night that wouldn't love to be woken up with a delicious cheeseburger sitting right next to us.
Word.
110%.
Yeah, no, I'm
110%.
all
Preach.
for that. Just 7:15 in the morning. That's probably the biggest downfall.
Nope, not even that. I'm not even going to say that. I would roll over and eat the fuck out of a hamburger. That's not the problem. The problem was the whole...
You didn't let me finish my thought.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
The idea these smoke alarms were going off and people were just continuing on about their day as if there were no smoke alarms going off.
And the lack of breathing, I think. The lack of breathing.
That's true love. No distractions, baby. No distractions.
True love my ass. If Bob loved Nick or Danielle, he would have been like, well, at least let me fucking disable these smoke alarms. But no, we came out and he was just staring at the table.
Lori looked at me like she had walked out of the shower and I was sitting in her living room. Like, what the fuck are you even doing here? I'm trying to make hamburgers. Could you go back into your room? Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm trying to make love to my man.
Neither of them
love my man.
Neither of them cared about the smoke alarms that were going on.
True love.
No, that was chaos happening.
Yeah.
And they
Which
were just
brings us together.
So
they were embracing it. So
today.
But yeah.
All right.
Elmo. Elmo.
We love you too, Lori.
Is Lori?
Yeah.
I feel like somehow I'm going to be the one who pays for this. But
Word.
in fact, I may pay for this, but I got to do it. Going to 90 Second Sports.
And we see him heading in that direction. The 20. He's going for 40. And it's 90 Second Sports.
Oh, damn it.
What?
I had I fucked up.
I know. I should get, replay it again. And I should get 180 seconds then.
All right, so Corey's going to read off the rules here in such a way that I wish he would transfer that to all the other segments.
So, Todd.
Can I get the rules?
Rules for 90 Second Sports. You have 90 seconds. I'm going to tell you go. I'm going to bring you up full screen and put the timer on. And when I say go.
Clarifying question.
Nope. That's your time to go.
Question. Wait,
I
have one quick question, Corey.
What?
Corey.
What?
Corey. American or British seconds?
Wow.
Ethiopian. Let's do this.
Wow. We have
3, 2, 1, go.
Dude, I can't even believe that he didn't answer the question. But anyway,
I did. I said Ethiopian.
British seconds or I want to talk about one thing. Why do people do crazy things? Crazy things. Shohei Ohtani, the modern day Babe Ruth, getting paid $750 million to play baseball. And he gets to bat, he gets to pitch. He's living the king's dream. And he has nothing in the world that tempts him more than gambling. And I get it, he didn't gamble on baseball. But good googly moo, $750 million. And you then get your translator to bet $4.5 million and then say, oh, he stole it from me because I didn't know that. So again, if the accounting guy screwed up, I'm it with it. But dude, gambling, $750 million, crazy talk. Not a funny one, but oh my goodness. Shohei Ohtani, shame on you.
All right. And that was 90 Second Sports.
Wow.
That was a downer one. Downer. Sorry.
I mean, Todd, you know what it's like to make $750 million a year, so I don't know where the
I know.
lies there.
That's not even
Dude,
one helicopter.
It's the dumbest thing. That's the funny bit. That's the dumbest thing. Dumbest. And he's not going to be punished. People will do it again.
Oh, that's good.
Rex of Sports. I will be funny next time, I promise. But that one was just dumb. It was just dumb. Yeah, it was just dumb.
Todd,
and since Nick's not around, let me
no, he's coming back right now. We're not going to try that one.
damn it.
Sorry, buddy.
And that guy can juggle. Show you it's not.
God
You know what?
damn it.
Corey, I was at Cotillion in San Diego, and Shoei was there, and he was juggling. That dude could juggle 7 bananas like it was 2. It was amazing.
Only 7?
Like there were 2.
Like they were. I guess, yeah, he
Like
did
it
say
was
that.
2.
Yeah, fair enough. Todd, speaking of which, Todd, I heard a funny insult, if you will, the other day that someone said that you look like you eat a banana for the shape of it. I was like, that's
a good one.
What the fuck?
That's good.
let that sink in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I am.
That's love, Bob.
That is love.
That's deep, deep love.
All right, Todd. Crown apple.
Yes,
Pour
sir.
yourself one.
Oh, you know I can do that.
All right. Corey,
Yes, sir.
what are we doing here?
I think a shot.
And why are we doing that?
I think because we have a tendency to drink on the podcast and have a little fun. So we're doing a shot of Fireball. And
And the
Can you have fun without drinking, though?
viewers should.
Can't you? I have fun without drinking all the time, Corey.
oh, good for you, buddy. But either way, yeah, pause us, go grab a shot. And we're back, as Nick would say.
Does anybody ask what I'm drinking?
I think we covered that.
Crown apple.
No, we
So,
didn't.
Here we
What
go.
am I
Are
drinking?
you
Corey?
not drinking Crown apple?
What else am I drinking?
Yeah. No, that's it. Crown apple.
Some
I'm
crazy,
drinking Bodhisattva.
Is that liquor?
excuse you?
See?
No, we're talking about what are we doing a shot of? Come on, Todd.
All right, here's the shot.
Play along, son.
Get with the
Well, I'm
program.
doing a
Come
shot
on.
of apple, but I'm drinking a little Bodhisattva.
Cheers.
The best
Cheers, boys.
IPA around. Georgetown
Cheers,
Brewing.
Todd.
Salute.
Oh,
It's getting colder. A little bit colder.
I'm not going to claim that they're paying me for it, but you guys ain't getting paid for it.
gentlemen, real quick, I wanted to cover this because I had mentioned to Corey earlier, but Clausen
Uh-huh.
has pickled
The
jelly
pickles?
beans. They've pickled jelly beans into a Clausen flavor.
So they're like dill pickle jelly beans.
Yes,
Yeah, I don't know if they've pickled
Clausen?
jelly beans.
That's,
They have.
yeah.
they have.
They've made
That
pickle
sounds-
jelly.
They've done it, ladies and gentlemen. They have done it.
Okay.
Right, but hang on. For clarification, they're pickled flavored jelly beans, or they're jelly
Yes.
beans that are pickled.
Clausen pickle flavor jelly beans.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
all right.
Okay, we can get on
Yes.
board with that. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
which goes along with what you sent me the other day
It
on
does.
Instagram.
Have they
Which
reached
is-
out to Jelly Belly, or is this their own thing?
it's their own thing.
Oh, sweet.
Their own thing.
That's actually probably a smarter.
It's probably better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can you get them? Not really sure, but it's probably at the Walmart near you because they're going to join the other thing that I sent to Corey earlier this week, which was French's
Uh huh.
making a creamy dill
Dill
picker
pickles.
mustard spread.
I'm sorry.
Dill
Creamy
picker.
dill pickle
You said
mustard
picker.
spread.
That actually sounds.
No, you
good.
said
It
picker.
does. And
But he said
you can get it
picker. Put your money in the
at-
business.
not even listen to you, Todd. You can get it at Walmart. French's creamy dill pickle mustard spread.
It's a tongue twister.
I'm not gonna lie, I missed the mustard part when you
You
sent
said
that to
picker.
me.
Really?
Yeah,
Because you were like,
that's
100%. I'm
disgusting.
like,
I
oh,
was.
Corey, get behind this.
I was, and then
So-
but I
You
didn't
didn't
realize.
realize
Who's
it was
making a hot
mustard?
dog
No.
flavored?
Ugh.
We need a hot dog flavored Jelly Belly now. Then
You notice
like
there's
hot dog water?
there's nothing hot dog.
no,
flavored
a hot
outside
dog
of
flavored Jelly
dogs,
Belly.
and there's a reason for that. But I'm a step up from Corey. I can appreciate like a stone ground mustard.
Right.
I can't do ever in my life yellow mustard.
French's, yeah,
we know.
We
know,
I,
but
I
you
can do
frickin'
like
bougie
This is
bitch.
French's yellow with creamy dill
nope,
pickle.
not
Bougie.
French's yellow. That doesn't even look like French's.
Bougie.
Well, it's French's creamy dill pickle.
Yeah, but French's also makes a Dijon. French's makes a bunch of different mustards.
Sure.
And I choose to not believe that it's French's yellow mustard with dill pickle because I will never try it if that's the case.
That if that would be the case, that's insanely disgusting.
Exactly. So
if it's
like a delicatessen mustard where it's got pieces of mustard seed in it, like where it's like, okay, maybe like a tiny bit, like on a deli sandwich, I could get on board with.
Right.
Or maybe like a honey mustard with like a giant soft pretzel, as long as I also have a beer cheese.
Right.
Like I could maybe alternate a little bit. I wouldn't solely pick that, but it's a nice alternate. But the disgusting high-vis yellow.
Todd is giving his 100% commentary on top of what you're saying.
Underneath, I think, is what you're looking for there.
On top of underneath. Either way, it's overlaid.
But yeah, French's high-vis yellow mustard is the most disgusting thing I can think of. People always get mustard cracks in the little tiny parts of their mouth. It's
disgusting.
Exactly.
I'm going to go to the bathroom, throw up real quick.
It's so gross.
All right, hold on. Before you go, kick off the next
I like
segment
my low light
with,
Dijon.
Agreement. This is a segment that we have not done for a little while, but here we go.
Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Oh, gentlemen's agreement. Oh, it's the motherfucking gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement.
All right. So
That's the best intro ever.
I'm not
Except
going to
for
lie. This
Funko
might
Disc.
be my favorite theme song.
It's
ever
mine,
had.
other than Funko Disc. Funko Disc
God damn it.
Funko Disc
No one
outpaces
asked
everything
you,
we
Todd.
do.
Let me just say, for those who are new to the podcast, this segment that we do infrequently now, and we used to do it a lot more frequently earlier.
But it made people mad.
As Bob
Don't you, have
smacks
to
his
go,
microphone.
don't you have to go take a piss?
Yeah, but I have to bring people up on full screen.
Not sure why you have to. You can bring me on. I'll do the first one. It's fine. Put it on me. Put it on me. Then you're all good.
All
right. So, Gentleman's Agreement is a segment in which we do movie and TV assignments. The goal of which is each of us has little peccadillos that we, little areas that we don't watch.
Piccadillo.
A peccadillo is a personal preference that we kind of avoid because of personal feelings or history, whatever it might be, and so
We avoid it.
We learn. We as four co-hosts learn about each other on this segment, and we assign. We do a random algorithm that assigns. I might assign something to Nick. Nick might assign something to Corey. Corey might assign something to Todd. And but we learn about what each of us likes to watch, whether it's a TV show or a movie, and that's what we do. So whoever you're assigned for that segment, you need to assign them a movie, like a 2-hour movie or 2 hours worth of a TV show, and this is something that we're recommending
That they might like.
that we liked, that we've watched, that we feel like, based on what we know about them, that they might like. So,
But now what they don't like.
so the camera's on me, so I will go first. I was assigned I Am DB Cooper by Corey.
Yep.
I'm almost sure that it was Corey that assigned this to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He just said correct.
Oh, great. So, I Am DB Cooper is, I've seen a lot of DB Cooper stuff, and this is another documentary about DB Cooper. And I must tell you that the guy who, let me take a step back. This documentary.
Who's DB Cooper?
So DB Cooper is a very famous gentleman who absconded with a whole lot of money at the time by jumping out of a plane.
Hijacking a plane first with a fake bomb. And then jumping
out of it with the money. And he's never been caught. However, the gentleman who in this documentary that I watched, that Corey assigned to me, his last name is Bonifield.
I believe so, yeah.
So he's an old white guy who I feel like I've seen a half a dozen movies or documentaries about D.B. Cooper, and this is another one in which there's a big old fat white guy who has convinced a couple of documentary filmmakers that he's D.B. Cooper. And, you know,
F minus.
so I listened to what he had to offer, and I'm like, listen, I've seen enough D.B. Cooper documentaries in my time to know that this guy is full of shit. So I watched it, and I watched it till the end, and I could not find a reason why I should believe him over everybody else that I've ever seen as a potential candidate for being D.B. Cooper. He said he had a relationship with Rita Coolidge, who was a well-known singer at the time, who the only thing she ever did related to D.B. Cooper was to record a song and then give it to the soundtrack for a D.B. Cooper movie. This guy said, I slept with Rita Coolidge. And she's like, go fuck yourself. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what else to make of that. And this guy, being a big man, offered himself up as the guy who should be D.B. Cooper. And I've seen enough of them that I'm like, you're not the guy.
Based on, I mean, wouldn't the guy be dead by now?
No, not necessarily. It's been a while, but it has been that long.
And so statute of limitations have run
Well, not
out,
even
so-
just statute of limitations, but
Gen Z
the
years.
amount of years that have passed since.
But I'm saying he could not be tried, right?
No, I don't think there's
know
any
about
way.
that.
I mean,
There's not a statute of limitations on robbery.
well, we get into that all day long, but either way,
Yeah.
But like you said, you've seen a thousand different documentaries on D.B. Cooper, as have I.
Yeah.
Even though, there's a lot of most people out there are bullshit about saying that. Oh yeah, I am D.B. Cooper.
Right.
I still want to see everyone's story, and what even if it is
Sure.
complete, because it is.
I assume you signed it to be like you wanted me to see it as well.
Yeah, it's because it is a great mystery of one of the most famous hijackings that has ever occurred in recent times.
Yeah.
Outside of 9/11. So again, even if the guy is bullshit or whatever, I'm still very interested in hearing what story people have or what they can concoct to be like, oh, I'm the guy. So it wasn't meant to be like, oh, they found D.B. Cooper. It was just
No, not at all.
yeah.
Kevin Bennett says, "What's up, guys?"
Hey,
Oh yes,
Kevin?
he does. Hey, Kevin.
What up?
No, but this is an old white guy who is overweight and clearly, I mean, in my
What's
estimation,
weight have to do with it,
not the
Bob?
kind of guy who could have jumped out of a plane once upon a time.
Or Bob, I mean, there are many people. I'm assuming this guy has to be. There have been songs. There have been movies where D.B. Cooper and the money he stole have come up. I mean, famous movies and songs, and this is a long time coming. I mean, a lot of us tend to get overweight as we get older and sedentary. So what I'm saying is
What are you saying?
this guy could have been in his prime at the time, and just because in this documentary now it's some overweight dude, I don't know why white is important in the story, but
I know. Exactly.
it seems to
What if
be
he
brought
white
up.
and fat?
Yeah,
Oh, white fat.
seems like you're a weightist.
Gina.
I might be.
You might be a weightist.
I might be a weightist.
Yeah.
But yeah. So either way, I just wanted you to see another continuation of someone else's story, and
Sure.
How you took it. For all I know, you could have watched him like
Sounds like a
shit,
D to me.
Gina,
No,
hello.
I think that you and I are maybe you didn't know this, but you and I are both
Simpatico.
DB Cooper aficionados. Like I'll watch if I feel like there's a
Oh,
movie
dude, anything on.
that gives me a little bit more insight into DB Cooper, like I'll watch it.
I'm definitely watching it.
Right, but if it hinges on somebody who might be the guy, might be DB Cooper, then it's going to be. There's a lot that we know about DB Cooper.
Lori says, I like to think DB Cooper paid all the ransom dudes to get interviewed.
The ransom dudes.
The ransom dudes.
She corrected it.
To get
No, no.
interviewed,
She meant random.
claiming to be
ransom
him.
dudes
She-
is like
she owes
random,
money.
Random. She said, I'd like to think that DB
She meant
Cooper
random.
paid all
She
these
owes money.
random dudes to get interviewed claiming to be him.
there's a ton of people who've claimed to be DB Cooper. I'm not even sure how many there have been. I feel like it's in the several hundreds who've claimed to be DB Cooper over the years.
I don't know if I would go that
Whether
high,
they've
but-
been in a movie or not, they've claimed to be DB Cooper.
right.
And they're clearly
It throws
not.
them off the trail. Exactly. Except they all going to get paid by the same dude. And hopefully he's not writing checks or transfer or wiring money.
I can't go to a Todd Dillon depth and decide a grade,
No,
a letter grade, but I will say it was entertaining.
C minus.
It was entertaining, but I've seen enough DB Cooper documentaries to know that I'm like, this guy's not.
You
So
didn't
he ain't the
buy
one.
his story.
Just
No, I
just
did
so
not.
you're aware, this was 53 years ago. 53 years ago.
That DB Cooper originally got away with it.
1971.
I get it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if the guy was in
Oh,
his
71.
40s, this is going to make a difference between if the guy was 21, if he was 41, if he was, he would have to be at least in his, 60s, 70s, 80s at this point.
I would say
In 71, Nick, only rich people saw TV in color.
I don't even see the world in color, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
So I would say if he is still alive, because again too, like no one knew his actual age when it occurred,
Right.
Whoever he actually is, but I'd say probably going into the 80s now.
Well, let's think about this. If this is a man that was trained in how to jump out of a plane with a parachute, he was most people that do heinous crimes or things of this nature have been trained by our own military. So he would have had to at least been 18, maybe served a couple years in the military. So we're going to pack on 20 years to 1971. So from 1971 until this date, we've got 53 years, right? So 53 and 21, he would at least have to be 74. Probably around 74 years of age, if not older at this point.
Yeah, that's not the question.
It's not horrible. It's doable. But we're assuming he was a young man. He could have been he could have been in his 40s, early 50s at the time.
Given the descriptions, 50s and even 40s is probably out of the question.
But he was someone trained.
Oh, definitely. Well, yeah,
how to
don't
jump out of a plane. Yeah.
And you just don't know. Figure out. You don't get on a plane and know how to jump out of it right away.
Hang on. What?
Oh,
Hang
you
on.
do, Todd.
No, I'm going to ask a very simple question.
Yeah.
How many of us on this podcast have jumped out of a plane?
Not me, sir.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so-
none of us have.
But I'm gonna prove my point. I'm gonna
Yep.
prove my point in one
Get to it
second. So
quickly, sir.
none of us have jumped out of a plane, right?
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Bob. But we've seen 8 bazillion, trillion, gazillion people in TV shows, movies, blah 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 blah, jump out of planes, right?
Yeah.
So we all believe that, given the right circumstance, we could all jump out of a plane, put on a parachute, and make it.
No.
Not for nothing. No, So Nick, you're the doubter. You're like, I am not a skepticist at all. I know that unless you're trained, I cannot successfully jump out, and that's fine. That's an okay stance.
I can jump out of a
What
plane,
I'm saying is this:
but not successfully
with a parachute.
Yeah, purchase a parachute.
but here's-
1971. We're thinking of, not today.
Hear me,
Looking at YouTube
hear me,
videos
hear
and
me,
all that
hear
stuff.
me
Yeah.
out, hear me out, hear me
go ahead.
out, hear me out,
Yeah.
hear me
Uh-huh.
out. But you would know, no matter what, if you jumped out of a plane or whatever, whatever limitations you put on yourself, you know you're not the first, right?
Of course, 100%.
So here's why I think the DB Cooper and using any evidence around the parachuting itself is a moot point. So my take is, I don't know who did it, but don't latch on that he's well trained. He might have heard from someone that he knew that jumping out of a plane with a parachute was the simplest thing in the world, and you got it. And as long as he personally had that belief, he could have been the first time luckiest motherfucker on the planet. And not for nothing, people have jumped out of planes who knew how to do it with parachutes that didn't open up and bounced off the earth and lived. My take is, if you can't be, and again, I don't know, DB, the fact that it's still a mystery, but anybody latching on to, oh, he must have been an experienced parachute person, using that as any weighting guarantee, I think is very, very off. And not, since we don't know who did it, it feels like it gets a lot more weight than it should. And that's my only take. We all assume, just like in every TV show about a cop story ever, oh, I can shoot the guy in the leg and not kill him. You were in law enforcement. They don't train you to shoot for the leg because you'd miss the leg 20 times out of freaking 20. You shoot for center mass and pray that you even hit that under stress and hope that you did the right thing. Again, I think DB Cooper is exceptional because of the fact we don't know it. But if you put one more nano bit of weight on, he was an experienced parachuter, and this is my contrarian point of the night, I think you're putting too much sauce on the biscuits, baby.
All right. Todd Dillon,
Yes, sir.
you had to watch Tales by Light.
Oh, that was 2 episodes ago.
No. Todd,
Nope.
Yeah, it was.
It,
Todd had
all
to
right,
watch.
no-
Remember, I had to
or
assign
whatever.
him.
But-
But
It
he
was
wasn't
this
given a
yes.
review of it.
Yes,
No,
I remember
no.
it was.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, he did. Yeah,
Bob,
he did.
yes, I
Yeah,
was
he did.
assigned.
I
Tales
had
by
to
Light.
assign him something, and you didn't put
Oh,
something
you're
in
right.
there.
Okay, so
Todd Dillon.
what did you
Todd
assign
Dillon,
to him?
Todd Dillon
sir.
had to.
I saw
had to
both.
watch. Todd Dillon. No, you already gave a review on that.
Hello.
Todd had to watch The New Roadhouse.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
New Roadhouse.
So, yes, New Roadhouse. Thank you, Nick, for assigning to me. And actually, I'm going to say, so before I say anything else, thank you for assigning it to me, Nick, because it's a movie that I never would have seen before. I would never have
Same.
paid $1 to see it,
Same here.
and so I probably would never have seen it. If you like action movies and fighting and not too much of the namby-pamby empathy and loving and hugging on folks, again, this is a perfect heroes drama story. It doesn't. If you saw Patrick Swayze's Roadhouse back in the day, same premise, different storyline, different time. I ultimately I give it a solid C, Nick, and I mean I know I'm not meant to grade. I give it a solid C for this reason.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that holding. Actually, I'm going to change my grade. I'm going to give it a solid B.
Okay.
Because Mary asked me, she goes, "Was it like the original Roadhouse?" I'm like, "Yeah." The what and the why and the how and all that other stuff. Yep, it's the same thing. So that's where I would give it a lower grade. I think pitching Jake Gyllenhaal, just like pitching Patrick Swayze in the original, those aren't two tough guys. And I thought, fudge, Nick, you might actually, I'm going to give you a B+ on this one because now that I look at the whole thing, Jake Gyllenhaal is not Arnold Schwarzenegger or even Bruce Willis. He is a dude that you don't think of with muscles, and that dude got yoked up to do this thing. And his nemesis was Conor McGregor, who was also fully yoked up.
Mm-hmm.
You have to suspend a lot of disbelief because they dip back and forth between a Marvel Universe story versus a real thing that could happen. Because no matter what, if you fly 80 feet through the air after your boat crashes into the shore and you hit the building, you're dead.
Right.
And if you get stabbed 97 times during the last fight scene, you are dead. So I'm going to give him. I'm counting it off because of the Marvel Universe-esque over dramatizations.
Mm-hmm.
But from you want the person on the side of the good and the good side winning because of, again, and Nick, it's kind of funny. I don't know if you did this, but at the end of the day, people like me are rooted in rooting for the underdog, especially when it comes to race. It's a black woman. No spoilers. A black woman owns a bar that's been in her family for many years, and no matter what, she wants to hold on to it.
Yep.
That is an inspiring thing because black people haven't been allowed to own things for a long time. I mean, people, I think, I don't want to get too deep, but awesome thing. You know what? I was gonna give you a solid C. You get a solid A- tonight because when I think about that, people should see it because the fact that a black person wants to hold on to a thing and will do anything, a thing that is not in the thing she wants to do, it's a great update to Patrick Swayze and Roadhouse doing it all ultimately a great deal of deference because the storyline's pretty similar. So if you like Roadhouse, you'll like this one, and you'll have to suspend some disbelief because, damn it, if you get stabbed in the stomach with a knife, especially like a 4 or 5 inch knife, like
twice,
I've been many times, exactly, you wouldn't bounce back so quickly.
I feel like
Nick, A-.
in my comment, and I appreciate that. And my comment on this was, I was told to watch it, and I watched it. It was not something I would pick on my own. I ended up watching it, and I was like, it certainly kept my attention, but all the different things came full circle for me. One, I was just there. I was just in the Keys, so it was near and dear to my heart. Two, Jake Gyllenhaal is very recognizable. So I'm like, okay, let me give him a chance. 3, they switched it up with the black woman owner of her bar, and she just wanted it to it's her Roadhouse. She just wanted it to be successful. And I'm like, that's so cool, that this is her thing, that she just wants, she's the last person standing, the last woman standing on this. And 4, I've never seen Conor McGregor in anything. And I thought, as an actor, he either did a really, really good job acting, or he is just that douchebag in real life.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say
watch his documentary. I'm a reformed. I used to hate Conor McGregor because Conor McGregor's reckoning has made him a human being that we should all aspire to be.
I think that Corey assigned him McGregor forever.
Yeah,
to me.
So he's seen it.
Yeah,
because I'm on the same page with you, Todd. I've always thought he was a huge douchebag, and when he was like prime time in the UFC, I always wanted him to lose because I'm like, I cannot stand this guy.
Yeah.
After watching the documentary, I was like, wow, fuck, okay. I'm like,
right.
It's
and
just
he crowed about the fact that he was in this movie and that he said he was the highest paid first time actor ever.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
He certainly played it to a T, but he played it believably. Like, he didn't play it like a corny, like Jerry Seinfeld actor. Like, I don't know how to act. I
think that's why. I think that's why he did so well. They're like, be yourself, dude.
Yeah, he seemed like a real character. Like, you wanted to hate him.
Yeah.
Remember, this movie was at one point assigned to Ronda Rousey, who's going to play the Dalton role.
Yeah.
And then she got the fuck beat out of her by Holly Holm and lost the title.
And it all went downhill.
And they're like, canceling.
I remember that time frame.
We're canceling that movie.
Yeah.
And then somehow it got into Doug Liman's hand. And Doug Liman, the director, is the guy who did the Bourne movies. Got into his hands. Somehow Jake Gyllenhaal got involved, and then they decided that Conor McGregor needed to be the big bad guy.
So I will say
Well, he's
this.
perfect. Like I said, he wasn't acting. He was. Yeah, he did the thing, and not for nothing. I think, like I said, it annoyed me both times that Jake Gyllenhaal and there's a whole podcast in Schnozzcast about how much Mary hates Jake Gyllenhaal, and me telling Mary that he's in every movie I've ever seen ever, and his cousins and his nephews and everybody. I'm like, I love saying Gyllenhaal. So you had me right when you assigned it, and I'm like, oh, Mary's gonna hate when I talk about this. But the funnier thing, like I said, but clearly the work that he put in to get yoked up like he was, because they spent a lot of money and a lot of film on filming his abs and how in shape he was. And I'm like, whatever money he made, that dude didn't have one thing that tasted good for probably like 18 months. So,
Todd, I saw him before I even knew about the movie. I didn't know anything about the movie. Like I said, someone recommended it to me at work, and I saw him on a talk show before they recommended this to me, and I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Who, Connor?
No, Gyllenhaal.
Oh, okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
And he said that he trained really hard for 2 months, and he said that it was. He said, you're going up against someone like Conor McGregor. He's like, and in the movie, I'm supposed to retrospectively play a UFC fighter. And he's like, I can't walk into the ring or be shot walking into a ring against someone like Conor McGregor without looking like I should be there. And he said that's the only reason I physically changed myself. He said, because it doesn't make any sense for someone like me.
All right, so we got a shot sitting here.
Cheers.
Check.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, that was the only thing. And I think all throughout history, I think Bob can appreciate this the most.
All throughout history.
Theater or actors that are known for completely physically changing their appearance, like within the drop of a dime for a role, like someone like Brendan Fraser and things like that.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, are probably some of the best actors because they really just kind of fall into that. They
Go ahead,
want.
Todd. I feel like you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like I said, it was the more I think about it. Here's the thing. I mean, I had to suspend disbelief. Like I said, it's the movie itself. If I was critiquing the making of the movie, then that's what drags it down, because I have to switch between.
Yep.
Roadhouse. You look at the original Roadhouse again. Even the hero's legacy, that theme of there's like an antagonist, a protagonist, blah blah blah. That is the same as every other show, but Jake Gyllenhaal getting yoked up, and if it only took him 2 months, oh my god! Again, there's 2 months, and not for nothing. Everybody take 2 months of enjoying anything in your life.
So hold on for a second.
Most of us can do it.
Let me just state for the record that Nick Bader has not seen the original Roadhouse.
Yeah, the chat is lighting up.
Yeah.
Gina's like, please see the OG one.
Yes, and I'm saying the exact same thing.
Yeah,
I
agree.
want to make it known for everyone that if you want to assign a movie to Nick, assign him the original Roadhouse.
Yeah,
because
I would
needs
love
to
agree.
be seen.
I agree. I agree. And I would because Patrick Swayze, and that's my take. This is the grade kept moving up because it's a great homage. The original one doesn't leave you suspending disbelief so much. And Patrick Swayze.
Well, hold on. All sorts of people have had different reactions to the original Roadhouse. For me personally, it occupies a very particular place in growing up, and I think I've seen the original Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze probably 30 times, and I can't tell you why. It's one of those movies that if it comes on and it's 11 o'clock at night, I'm not turning it off. I'm like, okay,
Right.
I guess I'm here
Yep.
for the next hour and a half.
So it might be really difficult for you to watch a new one.
I've seen it already. I've seen
No,
the one
no.
that you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I've seen them both now, but I think
What's your grade, Bob? Then
on the upgraded one, the Jake Gyllenhaal one.
yeah, the new one.
See, it's really difficult to do because it's a
I give it an A
different take.
minus.
It's a different take on the original movie. It's not a remake. It's not a sequel. It's a reimagining. Of
Yeah,
it,
it
right?
really is. Yeah.
Agreed. That's why. And that's why I give
You
it.
can't say that though. You
I-
haven't seen the
Dude,
first
I
one.
can only imagine.
No,
All right, all right.
little
Here's the
things
thing. The first from my here's the thing. The first one by itself, and I actually, so I want to explain my grade then, since it's my assignment. The first one, having seen it 10 times, I would
Only
give it a
10?
solid B. Yeah, I've only seen it about 10 times. I give it a solid B. So it is a good movie. Originally, like I said, when I watched the new one, my first instinct was to give it a C or a C minus even, because I didn't have to suspend disbelief, even though Patrick Swayze, I wasn't. Oh, Patrick Swayze is kind of he's a lover, not a fighter. But my take is my grade today is based on the original, and I would give the original a B.
So I think that if you've seen the reimagining with Jake Gyllenhaal as Dalton, you
Yes.
owe it to yourself to go back and watch
Yeah.
the original movie with Patrick Swayze as the original Dalton, because you really have no frame of reference to know did he do a good job or not.
But I think
Good
that's
job or
what they
not,
want.
right.
They want to reel in new people,
Make it different.
new
But-
people that are not old enough maybe to have seen the first one
But
and to fall in love with the first one.
there's no reason for them not to have watched the first one.
What I'm saying is that there has to be a two-tiered system, right? I understand.
Pick up those Legos.
I understand. I haven't seen the first,
Yeah.
but they want a reimagining, like you said, to where it's
He's
not
struggling.
it's not required to watch the first one
That's
to
true.
enjoy the second one.
It is not required. However, I would say
But
that
they also have on that second tier, they want the people that have loved the first one to also love the second. And that's a hard thing to do, I would imagine.
Word. It is.
if you
Yep.
know that there's a
Like I said,
sequel
because you want to shit on the things that didn't make you suspend your disbelief from the first one. That's what I figured out just now. Literally, I saw it last night and I was going to give it a worse grade, but then when I even further time to consider as a person who liked the first one and seeing the second one, appreciating the differences and appreciating why those differences are relevant today to actually make money. I gotta say, at the end of the day, because Mary hasn't seen the new one, and she's like, "Oh, is it like the other one?" I'm like, "Hey, it's a different take." I go, but I think they did a pretty good job.
All right,
So yeah, I
we
think-
got to move on.
Watch it.
I will let you know my thoughts
Yeah.
in the post show. Corey,
Got
you
it.
had to watch Self-Reliance by me.
I did. So
Is
Self-Reliance.
this a show about masturbation?
It's a newer movie. So I don't want to wreck it for too many people because it was good. It's so let me see if I can find the actor's name.
So it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. Jake Johnson plays Tommy in it. He's living his life day to day. Everything's routine. And one day he's walking down the street, and Andy Samberg pulls up in a limo.
The actor, like in real life, Andy Samberg.
Yeah, and his name in the movies, he plays Andy
He's
Samberg.
playing himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, get in the limo. And Jake Johnson's like, no. He's got, everyone loves a limo. Come on, man. And he pitches him, he obviously gets in the limo, and he pitches him a game that for 30 days, you will be hunted by ninjas that you don't know. And even though he says ninjas, they're just basically regular people. And if you can make it through the 30 days without getting killed by them, you win $1 million. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, that doesn't seem very fair. He's like, well, as long as you're around someone that anyone basically, if they're within striking distance of you, you can't be harmed. He's like, well, got it, no problem. Then I will play the game. And so the entire thing is him trying to explain to his family why he needs one of them around 24/7 for the next 30 days, and it just goes downhill from there. He puts out an ad on Craigslist to try to find someone to stick around with him, and that's when things like really kind of start getting interesting. So I won't go too far into that. At least, like I said, if people want to watch it, please do. I will say the ending though.
Are you recommending it?
I am. The fucking ending though. I'm like that's it. Okay. And that's when I was like, fuck you, Bob. The movie, the entire movie was great. Absolutely great.
Yeah.
It was intriguing. It held my attention. But the ending, I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
I only have one question for you. Jake Johnson as an actor, is he someone that you, oh my God, I'll watch him in anything?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff he's been in. He normally kind of has a B-roll. I think this is one of the first movies that I've seen him as.
This is his big, he directed this movie.
Oh, did okay. I didn't even know. I didn't even see that.
And he's like, oh, I'm going to cast myself here, and this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely the star of it.
Yeah.
And again, everything else I've seen him in, I recognized him because I've seen him in so many other movies. But yeah, it's normally kind of a B-roll position that he takes. But because he reminds me of almost like a Charlie Day, and to me, Charlie
that's fair.
Charlie Day is probably one of the funniest people I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
It's always sunny.
Funny.
Oh yeah. Him and that. Anything he says in the show, I laugh at. So, so Jake Johnson's kind of like almost like a Charlie Day to me. And
have you watched New Girl at all?
Yeah, because of Danielle.
So he's
in that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, great movie.
I gotta say this has been my uber secret way to try to get you into New Girl.
Oh, I've already seen that.
Yeah, but you're not a New Girl fan.
You're exactly. You're not hooked.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But I'm gonna get you there, and this is part of how I do that.
Don't think you are, but okay.
This is part of how I do it.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I think you should have started with "Have you seen New Girl?" And then I can.
I'm sure I've asked you that before.
You're gonna love my talk. Then
I'm sure I've asked you that before. All right. Sir, I appreciate that. I'm so glad that you loved it.
No, like I said,
loved it.
Great movie. Like I said, the ending just, I was like, that.
I got it. It left you wanting.
Yeah.
Totally get it. I'm so sorry. Nick Bader.
But, hey, Bob.
Nope, hold on. Nick Bader, the banker. We're over time. Nick Bader, the banker.
Sorry. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the banker was given to me by Todd. Mr. Todd Dillon. And so let me explain this to you. So after quite some time, had passed since you've assigned this to me. And I went online and I looked up, where to watch The Banker. And it told me, you can pay for this if you watch Apple TV Plus. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have that. And so I turned my TV on, and I'm like, well, maybe this is something I can rent on Amazon. And as soon as I typed it in on Amazon, it came up. And it was like free on Amazon. I'm like, sweet, The Banker. I can watch this for free. And so I turned it on, and it's this like cheesy 80s movie. And for the life of me, I'm like, I don't know who assigned this to me. Bob, Corey, and Todd have all assigned me a lot of cheesy 80s movies. And I'm like, okay. And within the first, I would say 160 seconds of the movie, some chick was taking her top off.
That's almost 3 minutes.
Yeah. some chick was taking her top off and waving her titties around. And I'm like, I don't care who fucking assigned this to me. I'm watching this movie.
Yep.
And so I started watching this. I started watching this movie, and I got about, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes into it, and I'm like, what if I'm watching the wrong movie? And
What
so-
if I'm watching the wrong?
So I pulled up my phone and I typed in the banker into Google, and the first thing that came up was like an all African American cast of something that I had to pay for. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, this must have been an assignment from Todd. And I'm like, well, but this is showing me titties and this is free. So I think I'm going to continue watching this because Todd never specified. This is called The Banker. And they were both The Banker. So I'm like, you know what?
All right, so give us a review of The Banker.
Maybe I'm stereotyping Todd. Maybe
Give
Todd,
us a review of The Banker that you watched.
yeah. So I'm like, maybe Todd assigned this to me. Maybe he threw me for a loop. Maybe he's not culturally appropriating me. And again, after we talked about it, maybe he's not doing that to me. So I watched the 1989 film, The Banker. And it was fantastic.
Of course it was.
It was amazing.
Based on the screenshot that I saw.
Yep. I took a picture of it to show them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm
It
actually
was all tits and ass. I'm so jealous.
dude. It was a great movie. It was like a cop drama. And I cannot. It's not just because the tits. I'm just telling.
Of course not.
I'm just telling you, it's not because just the tits. There were a lot of tits, but it was not just
At
because
least
of that
3.
or the ass. It was
an odd number.
It was legitimately. It was legitimately a good movie. Like I could actually, like, a lot of 80s movies are like very cheesy, but no, I really honestly liked it. I would recommend it to someone else. Honestly, 100%, hand to God. I was like, dude, I would watch it again.
So, Time of Truth, was that the right movie or not?
According to Todd, it doesn't sound like it.
Todd?
It looked like it moved from one. It looks like it's been on every service, but it's on Apple TV Plus. It's Sam Jackson. It's a comedy, and it's not an all black cast. But
Yeah.
no, that's not.
So it was
Yep,
the wrong one.
It was the wrong one. Yep.
No, and that has nothing to do with it. But
I feel
I just
the Banker that Nick watched is the one that Todd wished he would have watched.
no.
I know. I'll take the A every day. I'll take the A.
Todd, I'm telling you
over
this.
What I meant to
Listen,
assign every day.
So if it's not the one that you wanted me to watch, I will certainly watch the one you want me to. But this
It's the funniest role. It's in my mind. It's the funniest role that Samuel L. Jackson has ever played in any movie ever. And if you like Sam, then you'll like the movie. I think that's why I assigned
do
it
love
because it wasn't
Sammy
anything.
Sam.
Samuel L. Jackson does a lot of, even like if you like Pulp Fiction or how he's funny he's even funnier in this movie from where I sit, and yeah, love it. And I like Anthony. I like the new Captain America.
So how about this? How about this?
Yeah.
We supersede what's going on right now.
With what?
Yep.
I will watch the new Banker. Todd will watch the old Banker that I just watched, and you assign a
There we
movie to
go.
Corey, and Corey assigns
Yeah,
a movie
exactly.
to
So
you.
it's on top of.
Okay.
Yes.
So
How about
it's
that?
on top of.
All right. So hold on. So
There's no math that needs to be done.
Nick now has to
We're
watch.
going
The
to
Banker
do the
again.
normal thing, Bob. Yep.
I got to watch the new Banker.
But Nick and I agree that
So
we will
hold
watch
on.
the other.
So Nick has to watch The Banker. How do I know?
Just put the new Banker.
No, I can't say new Banker.
It is. Well, yeah. I mean, this was 89. This is
So-
now 2020.
2020.
So, what year is this Banker released in, Todd? That you're giving him to watch?
It's 2020. And it's on Apple TV.
I don't know why anyone would call that new. They must be
So I'm
insane.
going to call it The Banker 2020. So you're saying that's what Nick's got to watch, and then Todd has to watch
The 1989 bank.
The porn. Yes, and I have all the channels.
You're
Bob.
saying
Don't be a problem.
1989?
It was 1989. Yep.
Okay. All right.
I have
got
all
it.
the channels. I'm good.
All right. So
Shit.
Corey, looks like you and I,
Yep.
we got
It's a face-off.
for each other for. All right. I'm ready if you are.
Bob, you didn't share what you watched.
I did.
Yeah.
It was IMDb
What
Cooper.
did you watch?
It was the first. I was the first
Wait,
one that
never
went.
We had a 25-minute conversation
I-
about it.
It was so bad I forgot it. Never mind.
All
You're
right. All right.
All
I
right,
don't
so
like your tone.
for you, Bob, did you ever watch American Gladiators back in the day?
Yeah, all the time.
All right, so you have Muscles and Mayhem, the unauthorized documentary of American Gladiators.
Got it. All right. So Corey, in return, you have. How can I utterly fuck him in what I could assign?
What kind of movie title is that?
That's what I was going to say. That's a really weird movie.
and he's supposed to like.
Well, okay. In the spirit of
Fucking me?
what's current, have you seen Oppenheimer yet?
Not yet.
You got that.
All right.
Wow. Talk about a freaking layup. And what about Nick?
Layup
Nick,
for Corey?
Who has? Yeah, for you too.
I hate
Did
you
you hear
two.
what I got assigned?
Dude, it's a great documentary.
I'm not sure that I got the layup there.
I think you both did.
Well,
There you go, Todd.
I haven't seen
That's-
Oppenheimer, but I know it's like a movie I wouldn't assign it because I'm like everybody's gonna watch it.
It's
Like,
it's been on my
What?
list for a while.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
but you haven't
For-
watched it because
For those
it
who
wasn't
are,
the thing you
for
had.
those
to
who are
see.
listening and looking for something to watch, do yourself a fucking favor and watch Oppenheimer. It's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable movie. And by the way, those who have heard about in the last calendar year, when they were released to the theaters, the Barbenheimer thing, which was a double feature Barbie and Oppenheimer. Dude, you owe yourself a favor to watch Barbie as well.
I'm not going to watch Barbie before I watch Oppenheimer.
Oh my
so.
God.
That's fair.
Break.
But anyone out there who's listening or watching who've already seen Oppenheimer and haven't seen Barbie, do yourself a favor and watch it.
Fair enough.
It's
That
really
makes no
good.
sense to me though, because I mean, Funkos are essentially Barbies, but they're fat and short.
Kind of sounds like you described yourself,
Feels
Todd.
like the
Perfect.
fucking- exactly.
I agree.
Gentlemen, that is the podcast for the night.
What?
Thank you so much for listening to
What?
us. We'll see you next weekend. On behalf of Corey and Nick and Todd, this is Bob. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
Drink up.